breakthrough usually looks sudden from the outside, but rarely feels that way to the person who lived it. Welcome to Titan Sound Sessions. This is where we explore the process behind creation. Today, we're looking at breakthrough moments. And these are the moments where things start to happen and what it actually took to get there. And I'm not navigating this conversation by myself today. I have a very special guest, my friend Talasia.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing today?
I feel great. I feel
Yeah,
blessed. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you.
As you
Excited to
should
have
be.
you,
As you should. It's like, I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
So I wanted to talk about breakthrough moments, and I thought you were the perfect person. Like we've had our own breakthrough moments in our own sessions where we started in one direction and just something clicked and went a completely different route, and this turned out amazing.
Yeah.
So let's get into that a little bit. What breakthrough really means from your lens. What do you think that would be?
Man, you know, my experience in life has always been nothing good happens easy.
Mm,
It's always been something I had to like work for, fight through, battle through, be patient, and sometimes switch gears. So that's kind of like been the journey of my life. But what I can honestly say is like the breakthrough part of it is literally like it always comes at the end. It's always stuff you got to go through in the beginning and like during that journey to even get there. But once you get there, that feeling of like, this makes sense, this
mm,
feels good, this is what it was supposed to be, like understanding a little bit of that spiritual journey that God takes you through in different ways. It's like, I understand now I had to go through it to get here. And it makes that part even more like something that you want to celebrate more because, you went through it to get there.
right.
So, yeah.
When you think about internal, external breakthrough, what type of mindset does that put you in? Because it's not just one type of a breakthrough. You have that internal fight and you have that external fight. Which one weighs heavier? And you,
Internal, for
yeah,
sure. For sure. I think most times when it's external, it's like, it's goal oriented. If I want to break through really into the gospel industry, there's steps you got to go through, things that you got to do, people you got to meet. But that internal fight is different because sometimes you don't know where you actually need to get to.
mm-hmm,
Sometimes you have an idea in your head of like, all right, internally, I feel like this is my weak spot and I need to grow in this area. But then how do you get there? Whole time, that's not even your weakest spot. It
mm-hmm.
starts really showing you where those holes like need to be filled. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? So I think it takes longer sometimes internally. And then there's more like soul searching because you don't have all the answers for yourself. So like wherever you go get those answers from, whether it's like therapist or you go seek knowledge or you are a person that prays and you want to get your answers from God, sometimes God don't answer you right away. So it's like,
that's a whole other
you know what
conversation
I'm
right there. You
saying? He
tapping
he don't
into
answer you at all sometimes, and it's like it takes longer. But I also think it's more gratifying because when you have that breakthrough internally, something grows in you, and it prepares you for something that's coming next that you don't even know what that is. So I always say internal, it hurts more, but it's also more gratifying.
mm.
Yeah.
And I think you're alluding to it because a lot of times what people call breakthrough, there's a long story. So let's look into that. What came before the breakthrough?
Turmoil, chaos. No,
Waiting,
but
doubt, yeah.
no, I'm serious. Those are like the hardest spaces to navigate for me. Um, I feel like I work well under pressure. Like I'm not a person who breaks easily. But I don't know if I could say I worked best being overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could physically get things done, but feeling overwhelmed in your mind, I think is what blocks me. You know what I'm saying? And it's so confusing to me sometimes because I'm like, you know how to stick and move and dodge things that you don't see coming, but that mental battle it's a thousand voices up there. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you got to quiet them all because none of them are speaking right.
Yeah, that's that doubt
None of
coming in.
them. Right. It's that doubt. It's sometimes I think for me, everything has to do with God in my life. So when I look back at situations that I've went through and I've gone through and it's like God brought me through that and he puts you in another situation that feels similar to that, and you should have that faith that grew from going through it before and seeing him do it before. But because this is like unfamiliar territory a little bit, it's like, all right, God, like what's going on? And I think that I don't doubt God. I doubt my ability to understand what he wants me to do
Mm.
sometimes. And in that I start feeling like you missing it, like you missing the mark. That's a very frustrating place, to be sometimes.
It is. I'm gonna go the opposite side of that. What came before the breakthrough is persistence.
Yeah.
That's the other side. You got to keep going, even when things are murky or confusing. If you quit, then you never get to that moment, that aha moment. You never get to that point where, wow, the diamond was right there, and I almost gave up digging.
Oh, yeah. I seen that meme. It's powerful every time I see it because it's like you're tired and you don't even know that you're right there. And if somebody done gave up, and walked away, and they were so close too. But
Mm.
that's the thing, that persistence, you got to be in you because sometimes life will put you in situations that make you feel like you don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
Happens like that.
he's talking about being a believer in faith. Scripture will tell you don't get weary in well doing because you'll reap if you faint not.
Yeah.
So persistence is key to breaking through. Like just even the term breaking through is an action word.
Yeah.
You can't do it standing still. So I definitely like that. Hidden work. You touched on that briefly. That internal battle. Sometimes the biggest no's are not coming from the outside. It's coming from fear, from doubt. It's when things get super challenging. Like, can I really do it? How important is it to have the right people around you?
Oh my goodness, that makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
It makes all the difference. And just not having like people that you love or people that make you feel good, but like that iron sharpens iron type of thing where
Yeah.
you have people in your life to be like, stop, like, what are you doing? Think about it like this. Because a lot of times you don't need people with the same ideas as you. You need people to counteract that. You know what I'm saying? And then people who understand who you are, like at the core of you, where you want to go. Um, because if not, like they'll probably put on their own ideas of what you should be doing or what that looks like. But if they know you, the core of you, they're able to help like support you as you like move through that journey. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I need my village. Like they ground me. I think sometimes there's so much going on in my head that I don't think about certain things. I know like me and you, when we work a lot of times, you're like, you stop me. You just be like, hold on a second. Let's think it through because I'll keep, you know me, like
Yeah.
I'll keep going. I'm like, all right, well, if this don't work, let's try this. Let's do, and you be like, hold on, and that slowing me down really like shuts down the noise for a second and allows me to hear new perspectives. It's so important. Like, you know what I mean? It's so important. And I think a lot of times it's life or death for real. Like,
Mm.
it's serious. You have the wrong people around you, you go down the wrong lane. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like you got to have people who are talking right, who have faith, who believe in faith, but not only faith, but the works part. Because a lot of people say, I have faith. They don't understand that faith without works is dead. So
Mm-hmm.
really people that will push you like, come on, we got to get up, we got to do this, you got to get this done. I appreciate having that because it fuels me, it drives me, and it like grounds me when I feel like I'm being overtaken. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And all that's very important because when that breakthrough moment finally comes, it's usually more important than many people realize, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the actual moment where things shift.
Yeah.
Like whether it's I got the call or I got the opportunity. Give me an example of that moment.
Woo. I can't give that away because that's a secret. But I can say, okay, I remember.
So put a pause on and give you more so you don't go down a direction you don't want to open up, right?
Okay.
Whether it's the recognition or an internal confirmation, that any of those type of moments, so that way you're
Oh
not putting yourself
yeah.
in a
So
box.
I got a good one. This is
Okay.
recent. I remember when I first started out doing music, I was scared out of my mind because, especially back then, 2018, 2017-ish, it wasn't a lot of room for like the Christian hip hop genre, Christian not hip hop but rap or Christian R&B. They wasn't really trying to hear that. It was really like gospel, what they consider just gospel, the genre of gospel, whether that's choir, whatever, or CCM. That was like the biggest running
One or the
one.
other.
Yeah, one or the other. And I remember at that time when I first came out with my first song, Rejoice, it was this heavy 808 trap beat. And I knew that people were going to be like, what in the world is this? You know what I'm saying? And that was scary to go up against because people are very opinionated, and a lot of times they're not trying to be nice before they say something. They're just getting out of, their thoughts. So I battled that for like the first couple of years, sticking to it, of course, because this is who I am. I'd rather just do me than to try to like copy what is in at that moment. Years later, and I'm talking, that was 2018. So now we are in 2026 now. And I stuck to it, just that perseverance, just sticking to who you are. And I could say so many things that have happened as a result of that, like, being able to perform Super Bowl weekend and doing Stellar Award weekend and Dove Award weekend, all those things. But just recently, I was invited to be honored at an influencer brunch.
Nice.
And it was like going to be a panel that basically talked about some of the things we're talking about now. Sticking to your own lane, finding your lane type of thing. What I didn't know was that they were going to honor me there. So this is like my hometown where I first started out back in AC when I started doing my music, and you got like my hometown radio stations there. Shout out to WEHA. And the way that they spoke about me as a trailblazer in the gospel genre and one of the first to do things in our area that a lot of people haven't done, I felt so validated in that moment because, for the first however many years, I was battling, trying to show people that there is evolution of gospel music still to this day, and it doesn't always look like what you're used to. Sometimes it comes in different flavors, but it also works together for the evolution of discipleship and ministry. So being open to it will allow you to see like what God's trying to do with this next generation, right? So in that moment, I felt like it made sense. It made sense. Like seeing the kids that were there that looked up to me and that loved playing my music, and their parents will let them play it because it's clean. It's what they need to hear. It has God in it, God's word, but it's groovy, like they're finally accepting it. And even now to this day, now we got 2026 for the first year last year, the Stellar Awards, Dove Awards, they opened up the first Christian rap category. So like you see God making room for something which there wasn't much room for it when I started, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, where it says your gifts will make room for you, so it has to.
Yeah.
Sidebar, I am excited for the album we're working on.
Uh,
I don't think people really ready for that.
They don't
I
understand.
might be talking a little trash right now, but yeah, I don't care.
They don't understand. They don't understand.
That's a whole other episode.
Yeah.
Get into that album, which we definitely going to do and talk about because it needs to be
talked about.
Talked about
For sure.
Yikes. But let's continue because this is a great conversation. Get into, okay, once we have the moment and that breakthrough occurs, what does the breakthrough change in you? We can talk about it being a confidence booster.
Yeah.
Also, on the flip side, pressure comes with it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So of course, you get to that breakthrough moment and it's like, wow, it's like everything starts making sense. Things that didn't quite make sense before, you were trying to figure it out. You see the pieces of the puzzle come together. It's a beautiful thing. And even in that moment, you're able to be grateful that you did not give up, because look at the result of your perseverance and your dedication, and your discipline even. However, I think the Bible talks about a person that has a lot of influence and, the reward that comes with it, but it also comes with a heaviness to it, because there's responsibility with it,
That's it.
There is a responsibility that comes with it, especially when you are doing something purposeful. And in my case, like, to enhance the kingdom of God, the responsibility on that is so heavy that sometimes it gets too heavy for me. But I am reminded about the people that God chooses to use. It's never the ones who the world would feel like is most qualified for them. So the pressure that comes with that is understanding that it's not about how you feel. It's not about if you feel like it. It's not about when you get into situations and you can't quite see the path so clearly. It's really not about your compass. You have to literally rely on your source. And my source just happens to be God. And so, the responsibility of making sure that I am not so much myself that people can't see any of God is heavy, because I'm a lot. I am a lot. I always tell people, when you look at me, you're not going to see your traditional church girl, even though I grew up in a church. And I mean hand clapping, foot stomping, wear stockings or you going to hell type church. Like, I grew up like that. And so when you see me, you're going to see a girl who you're going to feel the love of God, because that it consumes me. I have no choice but to just love you how God loves me, right? But you also going to see the flawed girl, right? The one who people might consider a little bit ratchet, because I am, clock it. And completely just silly. I take nothing serious. So you see all of the things that some people might call them flaws. They just make me who I am. And God still chooses to use this crazy girl to do certain things. So the responsibility for me to have to self-check myself and keep people around me that are going to check me, it's heavy. I got to do it even more so now, because more people are looking at me. So I have to consistently every day wake up and be like, you're doing too much. Calm down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's a constant thing. And even to make sure I'm talking right. Your words are so powerful. How I talk to myself, how I talk to other people, they're so powerful, and they manifest in different ways. Like, I always tell my sister, shut up, like, stop talking, because she will say something and it will happen. I'll be like, I keep telling you, watch your mouth. Like,
You
so
speak things into existence.
it's a heavy responsibility that comes with a lot of self-crucifixion. Like, you got to crucify a lot of things in yourself and kill a lot of things that ain't right, so that the journey of you leading somebody to God doesn't get blocked with your own mess. So yeah, I would say responsibility is like it.
We are really talking to the next generation. What do you think creators need to understand about having a breakthrough moment preparation?
Yeah.
That goes along with perseverance, and you just have to keep going. Be humble on this journey. You don't know everything. You have to open yourself up to learning new things that'll add value, add tools to your toolbox, improve your skill set, so when that next level happens, you're ready for it. You're not just thrown. It's like being thrown on stage and you're
not prepared.
Yeah, it can be chaos. What do you think people need to understand about this moment, this breakthrough moment?
So I would like to start at the humble part, because it's really important. I remember when I was starting, a lot of people will like try to big you up, or and I don't think they do it in a way of like trying to make your head big. They just see what you're doing and the potential of what you're doing, and they want to celebrate it, which is great. But I think that for me, I always told myself, never ever ever stop being a student. Like, that's so important to me. And I've learned a lot in these past couple of years. And I don't only go to perform. Like, a lot of times I'm going to these places, I'm performing, but I'm also going to these workshops.
Yeah.
I'm going to these workshops.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's so important, because a lot of people are just always for like the lights and the stage and the action, but the information is what you need to sustain you, So like, I remember when I first started, I YouTube University everything. Like, when I picked my performance rights organization, I didn't even know what that was. I just seen ASCAP, BMI. I looked at who was on there. You know what I'm saying? Who picked each one? And I went with the one Beyonce was on. I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, now here I am years later. I understand what it means now. I thought, you put out your song through distribution and it sends it out everywhere and then it pays you. No, you got to collect royalties from several different places. They're everywhere. And you have to do your due diligence to know. I had no idea. So the information and education part is so important. Never get so distracted by accolades and celebrations, even when you have that big breakthrough moment, that you stop being a student. You think you know it all now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's so important because I know nothing even now. Like, I don't. I'm still learning and I'm still polishing my craft. I never forget to I take notes. I have a notepad full of stuff with just information. I remember even when me and you, we were sitting down at first, like going through some things. I was scratching my head, my eyebrows and everything. So I was like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? But I've been doing music for years. People would think, oh, she got it down pat. No, there's so much to it. Never forget being a student. And that is what staying humble will do to you, because you don't ever get to the point where you think you know it all. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Not only that, but making sure that you're not the smartest person in the room, because where are you going if you're the one who knows the most? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have people around you who know more than you, that you can learn from, that you can glean from. That's so important. And even like in the preparation for your breakthrough, understanding that that's going to be one of many. That's not the one that's like the end all be all and you just stay there. You got to forever keep working and growing and moving towards your purpose. And sometimes you'll have several breakthroughs throughout that journey. You know what I mean? It's not all summed up to just one moment where you feel great and you feel like validated. Like, you keep working, you keep your head down. And I think that that has allowed me to even build really great relationships, because people see me and they're like, oh, she's great or whatever, until they start talking to me and they're like, okay, she's a little bit crazy, but I like that. And and it helps build relationships with people that not only, and I don't even want to say it like that, like, you're gonna need them for sure, but you build relationships with people that learn you. So now it's a thing where they don't only see you doing your thing, they know who you are as a person. And I'll be honest with you, who you are as a person has gotten me further than what I do when they see me.
It's a gem moment right there.
It's so serious. People talk about my character before they start talking about what they see me do on stage. And I think that's so important, to have a character that precedes you. Like, they talk about how good you are as a person before you walk in the room, you know? And I think that that's a beautiful thing, because that's what I want. The music is just the conversation mobile. Like, it's moving us through and it's getting you to question some things. Now we're going to talk about what the song means. But outside of that, like, the connections that you make, conversations that you have, that's really what it's about. And people fall in love with the person before they necessarily fall in love with your talent.
That's a very good point and a very good takeaway, because the world has gotten smaller due to the internet and social media. So now that you see that, wait, there's a lot of talent out here. Now, how do I choose which person I want to listen to? It's, I like her or I like him. So that separates them from everybody else that does the same thing, because I actually like them. So no, you hit that nail on the head right there.
I have a perfect example. This is something that everybody knows about. Beyonce, Cardi B, okay? Now, Beyonce, nobody can take away. She's a top performer. You know what I'm saying? She got that down packed. She'll sell out arenas all day. But a lot of her personal other ventures have failed because of the connection with her fan base. You know what I'm saying? So Beyonce doesn't talk a lot. She doesn't do a lot of interviews anymore. So you don't really get to the core of who she is other than listening to her music. And I'm a Beehive fan. So this is just, I mean, you can't convince me I'm not Beehive. But then you got Cardi B, who, Beyonce just put out a hair care line and Sacred is doing great, right? But she can put out a clothing line called Darion and nobody will buy it because she doesn't have that connection with her fan base like Cardi B does. Whereas though Cardi B's for the people, she
She'll go out there
remains,
in the middle of the
yeah, she's in the
highway.
middle of the highway. She will scream. She don't care. She's just very much herself. People fall in love with her personality. So now she could put out a hair care line, a dog line, or whatever. And I see so many comments of people saying, I don't care what she's selling. I'm buying it. I love Cardi. You know what I'm saying? But that is the difference between people understanding who you are as a person and just who you are just as an artist. There's so much more to an artist than just their artistry. So yeah, like, your personality sells before anything else.
True. Another thing, not quitting too early.
Yes.
Not quitting too early. We
Yes.
mentioned that before.
See it through.
It's easy to give up when things get tough.
Yeah.
That is the moment where the breakthrough happens. The moment you decide, you know what, I'm going to keep on going.
Yeah.
For me, is when I stopped looking for validation and just validated myself.
Clock that.
Then everything just turned.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my all-time favorite producer hit me up after, and this is after I said, you know what, I'm not chasing placements, I'm not chasing validation. Like, I am who I am, and I know what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Not too long after that, Teddy Riley's FaceTiming me.
Crazy.
It was crazy how that entire process happened, but I have a relationship with him to this day.
Yeah.
From that moment, but that came from that internal breakthrough. Like, no, I am who I am. I don't need to sound or chase. No, I'm no longer doing that.
Yeah.
And then everything came full circle. My last 2 albums, us working together on what we're doing, that's an extension of that internal validation, me knowing my sound, knowing who I am as a producer, and able to convey thoughts and ideas confidently to anybody I'm working with, to the point that when you came in, you had a completely different plan on what you wanted to do.
Yeah. For sure.
We had our own breakthrough and like, nah, we don't need to do that. I think if you just do the best of what you do and bring that to the table, bring the best of you to the table, and I bring the best of me to the table, I think we'll have something.
Yeah.
And Going was the first.
Yeah.
That was the first. People, I don't think people understand that Going was the first song that we did together.
It was the first song that we did together, like seeing it through from beginning to end.
And I mean, we didn't do a lot of songs and choose Going.
Right.
Going was the first song.
It was the first song that was done, and it's the one that was chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we have about a good album's worth of music. It's so good that Going is not even the best song.
No, ain't that crazy? And that's like one of my favorite songs. Like, it really is. Like, I play it almost every day, and I thought that I would get tired of hearing, because that's how I am. I get tired of hearing my own music sometimes, but that's crazy. Like, compared to what we did, and that's what you're talking about, like, that moment, because when you introduced Going to me, I just immediately, like, was like, oh, this feels good. Like, this is great, you know? But that process from us going from that to, like, building a body of work, oh, man, we went through there. Like, we went through there, and a lot of songs was, like, you had to fill it out and come back to it. But then we had some where it was, like, that's
immediate. Yeah.
Immediate, you know what I mean? And I wish I could say certain things, but I can't. So, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Got some good features on there, you know.
Crazy features. He's being so
I'm being low key,
humble, and like modest. No, you got heavy hitters on here.
So we'll transition this to just a final question for our creators listening. What would you say to the creator who feels like their moment hasn't come yet?
I would say that you don't dictate your moment. It's already written for you. Like, it's already written out, and it's already divinely, like, planned to where as though all you have to do is literally keep going. Keep going, keep working, keep making sure that not only are you, like, putting your best foot forward, but you are thinking about where you want to go, because that matters. It helps you kind of, like, line yourself up and continue to build your brand up, and just understand that when it's supposed to happen, it's going to. Like, if you keep focusing on trying to make it happen, you're going to get so far off course. Like, let God show you when it's supposed to be time, and you just keep putting the work in. That's what you got to do, because everybody has a time that they'll understand, like, this is the moment I've been waiting for, but it's not going to come because you're trying to make it come, you know?
Right.
Keep your head down, you keep working, you keep pressing forward, and God's going to literally reveal that moment to you, and you probably won't have much to say once it happens, because that's how it goes.
I like that. I can close out on that. So if you know a creator who needs to hear this, sending this episode. If you want to hear more conversations like this about the process behind creation, subscribe to Titan Sound Sessions. I'm Double A. This is Talasia. I'll see you soon.